I'm very, very pleased to announce that the first baby clone is born.
Human cloning? I have to tell you, it's been done since at the end of World War II.
I don't get jealous of other girls because I was raised in a cloning lab to be the perfect woman for human partners.
Okay, look, you're, well, you're not like me. I mean, you're not, human. I mean, you're human, but you're not real. You're not like a real person, like me. You're clones. You're copies of people out here in the world.
What?
Clones?
What?
What are you talking about?
Some hag trophy wife needs new skin for a facelift, or one of them gets sick and they need a new part. They take it from you.
It all began with the remarkable creation of Dolly the sheep, a monumental achievement in cloning, the first successful replication of an animal. This pivotal moment thrust the concept of human cloning into the spotlight, captivating imaginations and igniting fervent discussions. However, as the years unfolded, the perception of human cloning gradually shifted. What was once regarded as a potential frontier of scientific advancement gradually receded into the realms of pseudoscience and the stuff of science fiction, seemingly disconnected from reality. The public opinion surrounding human cloning morphed into skepticism, questioning its plausibility and relegating it to the realm of fantasy. Yet within this landscape of doubt, our documentary takes a courageous leap forward. We embark on an immersive exploration of the subject, determined to uncover the truth behind human cloning. With meticulous research and an unwavering commitment for seeking answers, we've compiled a shocking list of evidence that will undoubtedly challenge preconceived notions. Together we will journey down the intricate rabbit hole, delving into the depths of this topic. As we peel back the layers, we aim to reveal the hidden secrets that lie within the shadows of human cloning. In our pursuit of knowledge, we kindly invite your support by engaging with our content, for the truth often resides in the most unexpected places. On July 5th of 1996, the world witnessed a seismic shift in the realm of scientific achievement. The Roslin Institute in Scotland proudly announced the successful cloning of a sheep, naming her Dolly. This extraordinary feat marked the first recorded instance of a mammal being cloned from an adult cell. Suddenly, the possibility of human cloning seemed closer than ever before, shattering preconceived notions and fueling both curiosity and controversy. The following year in 1997, Bill Clinton would even address the nation of America on the topic of human cloning.
Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity. Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds. That is why I am urging the entire scientific and medical community, every foundation, every university, every industry that supports work in this area, to heed the federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances.
Now here we learn a couple of interesting things. The first one is that President Clinton bans the use of federal funds being used for human cloning, but he doesn't make it illegal or even outright ban it. He also mentions that a lot of research is being done on human cloning in the private sector and asks them to temporarily put it on hold, but who knows if they actually listen to that, because again, he only asked them. So to recap, we've learned that the government cannot publicly or be caught in the act of using taxpayer funds for human cloning research, but for private companies, on the other hand, well, they're free to test all they want. A couple of years later, in 2001, 3 bills would be introduced to the United States Senate in an attempt to ban the use of human cloning. The first bill, titled S-790, Human Cloning Prohibition Act of 2001, sought to amend existing laws and completely ban human cloning. even extending its reach to prohibit any person or entity involved in interstate commerce from engaging in cloning activities. This bill failed to garner a single vote, relegating it to legislative history. The next bill, 7.1758, Human Cloning Prohibition Act 2001, introduced on December 3rd, pursued a similar objective but aimed to preserve specific areas of medical research, including stem cell research. Despite its intentions, this bill too faltered and met the same fate as its predecessor. Finally, the third bill that was tried did find some success, unlike the last two. It was introduced on July 16th and was titled H.R. 2505, Human Cloning Prohibition Act of 2001. This bill was pushed by the president at the time, George Bush, and was even passed by the House of Representatives, although it fell short in the Senate. They have viewed the bill 2 different times, and that was the last action that was done on the bill. As of up to this point, human cloning is still legal within the United States of America. The only restriction is that no federal funds may be used to help with the research of human cloning. Reflecting on the journey thus far, it becomes increasingly apparent that human cloning harbors profound implications. The Roslin Institute's groundbreaking success with Dolly the sheep compelled U.S. officials to implement regulations. However, these efforts, except for the ban on federal funds, proved futile. President Clinton's urging for private companies to pause their research and the lack of comprehensive legislation raised tantalizing questions. Could there be more to the story of human cloning than meets the eye? It is undeniably tempting to venture into the realm of speculation, driven by the seriousness with which the U.S. government approached the topic. The ban on federal funds and the unknown activities of private companies, coupled with the astounding achievement of cloning a mammal 3 decades ago, hint at the possibility of human cloning. However, before we leap to definitive conclusions, it is imperative to delve deeper into the world of these private companies, where the secrets and mysteries of human cloning may lie in the wait. Now, this is where it starts to get weird. Upon my investigation into human cloning, I stumbled upon a company that is unlike any I've ever seen. The company's name is called Clonate, and according to their website, they are registered in the Bahamas and assert expertise in cloning, which is a process that involves replicating the DNA and overall structure of a living organism to generate other living organisms with identical genetic makeup. According to their official website, the company was established in 1997 by Rail, who later created the Valiant Venture Ltd., a corporation believed to provide financial support to Clonate. Notably, French journalists expressed skepticism regarding their operations, and the Bahamian government reportedly revoked their Ltd. Despite the articles highlighting their financial difficulties, Clonate, during its establishment in the late 1990s, made bold assertions of having numerous customers. However, in the year 2000, due to increasing pressure, the founder of Rail entrusted the company to Dr. Brigitte Boisselier, an esteemed scientist and one of his most devoted followers. So that's the background. But what about these so-called clients? What kind of service was Clonate offering at the time? The website lists several different options one could presumably pay for. People who are sterile find new hope in simply being cloned instead of conceiving a child. They even offer the option of cloning a dead loved one, which just sounds wrong on every level. If one wished to sign up for these services back then, you would have to fill out a form on their website, which is no longer valid today. Supposedly, you would be contacted by them and send the required genetic material, presumably through the mail. Then a donor mother selected by the company will give birth to your new clone. Now, I'm assuming you would give them your address to have the child given to you, since sending a baby in the mail is obviously not an option. Clonate would even claim to have cloned a baby girl named Eve, born just outside of America.
I'm very, very pleased to announce that the first baby clone is born. She was born yesterday at 11:55 a.m. in the country where she was born. So this will not give you more details about the location. She's fine. We call her Eve.
Dr. Boisselier chose not to reveal the donor or any real information on Eve. At the press conference she discussed the event at. The fate of Eve remains uncertain, and her existence is questionable at best. Regarding Clonate, we can consider 2 possibilities. Firstly, it could be a dubious yet functioning company capable of cloning human children. Alternatively, it might serve as a cover or a front for some other undisclosed activities. The basis for my reasoning lies in the numerous federal investigations, with one particular revelation standing out. In April of 2003, it came to light that Clonate had only 2 registered employees with no board of directors. which raised further suspicions. Given the absence of a board of directors and the presence of only 2 employees at Clonaid, a logical question arises. Who is overseeing the management? Interestingly, Valiant Ventures seems to continue operating in some capacity, which raises the possibility that Clonaid could be nothing more than a front company, collecting payments from customers without delivering any substantial services or products. Clonaid's clientele primarily consists of affluent and influential individuals who are often driven by a deep longing to revive their loved ones in any way possible. It is disheartening, though not unexpected, for a modern-day company capitalizing on the wealth and emotional vulnerability of desperate individuals who are yearning to witness miraculous reunions with their children, as promised by Clonaid. Now, during my investigation, I stumbled upon countless numbers of famous and influential people talking about human cloning. Interesting thing I noticed when discovering these posts was the fact that many of the photos or tweets exposing human cloning were removed or deleted, like for the Daniel Roberts or Chris Fowler exchange. Here we see Daniel post a photo of what he believes to be Chris Fowler's clone, but if you look up the tweet now, it's gone. And also Patrick J. Adams' tweet. Finally, Nicki Minaj and Krayshawn's tweets about human cloning are outright removed, or again, they deleted it themselves. You will also find that many musicians talk about human cloning in their songs. To give you some examples, Nas the rapper talked about it in his song New World, in the 3rd verse.
Say hello to the sky, something's out there. Watching you and I, more enticing than Star Trek phone. You got CD-ROM, everything operates my computers. Then what happens when circuit...
The rapper Future also talks about it as well in his song I Surf the Bass. If this song isn't strange enough, there's a video of Playboy bunny Holly Madison where she literally states that she was raised in a cloning lab so that she would be perfect for her then husband, Hugh Hefner.
I don't get jealous of other girls because I was raised in a cloning lab to be the perfect woman for Hugh M. Hefner.
But probably the most controversial one of them all is the Britney Spears case.
Now, Britney Spears put in her video, she said a fantasy of hers was to blow up a cloning station so they couldn't make any more hers, right? So for this video called Break the Ice, she made a Japanimation video of her breaking into a cloning station and breaking the clone tubes.
Strangely enough, as you see right now, the video that he is talking about is very real. It is an animated music video where Britney breaks into what looks like an ultra-wealthy gathering of the elites. She then takes out some guards and breaks into the underground facility. After bypassing the locks, she walks into a room filled with clones of her inside glass tubes. She would then plant explosives and leave the room to another one, where she assassinates a man who looks like he owns the place. After this, the explosives go off and she escapes. Now, weird enough as this video is, it wouldn't be some one-off occurrence though, as there is another song in which Britney sings about being cloned. It is called Mona Lisa. Now, what makes this song even more strange is the history behind it. In 2004, Britney would work on an independent album that she'd kept secret from her label. The album was originally called The Original Doll. Pretty interesting name to choose. But there was only one track released on it, and it was titled Mona Lisa. However, the album's release was canceled. It is unknown why the album was canceled, although there are many reasons as to possibly why. In December of 2004, Britney would make a surprise appearance on the KIIS FM in Los Angeles to premiere the new song that she recorded. She was also given an interview where she stated that she was halfway through recording her album, The Original Doll. She had also said that it would be released very soon, probably in the summer of 2005. Jive Records, who were her record label, were apparently furious that Britney had premiered the song on the radio without their permission. and they stated that she only started recording the album. The music video of Mona Lisa is also very strange as well. In the beginning, Britney is with two friends in the city. A black woman would appear in the distance. She looks like, to me, some type of handler, and is watching them. Britney notices that the woman disappears down an alley. Britney would pursue her, and the lady brings her to a wall. She then removes the wall with magic, and behind the wall is a building called the Mystic Lounge. Although it only appears for a second, and it's really hard to notice it. Then the scene changes, and she's in what looks like a mansion, with a scene that looks like it was cut straight out of Eyes Wide Shut, but sexualized. Everyone is wearing a mask but Britney. Then the scene would change again, and it starts to get glitchy and even more weird. Britney is seen entering an elevator, wearing a hoodie. She then gets stuck in the elevator and would have a mental breakdown. The scene then changes again, and it looks like she's in what looks to be the Garden of Eden. She walks out towards a piano, covered in leaves, and starts playing it. As she's playing it, the scene would cut out. Some fans of Britney believe that these two videos to be evidence of her trying to expose human cloning. Some have even theorized that her meltdown in 2007 was caused by the fact that she knew that she was cloned and easily replaceable, and also a reason for Jive Records to look for her replacement, although there's no definitive proof to this claim. Now, before we get into the next part of the video, I do want to warn viewers that this chapter is definitely getting more into the conspiracy theory realm, so take it as you will. The next thing I found in my search was a man named Donald Marshall.
First, I wanted to tell you about the cloning stuff, okay? Now, human cloning, I have to tell you, it's been done since at the end of World War II. Picture this, I'm memory repressed about everything. Couldn't remember anything. I'm still getting side effects from this. I was memory repressed about the cloning stuff until I was 30 years old. They call it the awakening when they give you back the memories. Turns out they had me there since I was 5 years old. I'm not a crackpot. And I don't get anything from this. I'm not writing a book or looking to write a book. I'm looking to crush these people. But the problem is they're the richest and most powerful people in the world, and I'm just one person, right? So
what you saw was a couple of clips from an interview Donald Marshall did with Vinny Eastwood's show back in 2013. In the interview, he describes that human cloning is very real, and that there's an extremely dark presence associated with it.
The way that this cloning works, okay, there's two different kinds of cloning, and it confuses people. Now, there's replication cloning, where it comes up as a baby, right? Put the cells in, make the same person as a baby. Well, there's duplication cloning as well, where they grow you in a big, thick tank full of water. And, well, there's a few different grades of cloning. There's Mark 1 to 4 that I know of.
So apparently there are multiple kinds of cloning. So what else can we learn about these different methods of human cloning and the different Mark grades?
Mark 2 is an REM-driven clone. Okay, now what that means is when you go to sleep, the Illuminati, this is their main form of communication too. They don't call people on the phone. They don't meet at the Bohemian Grove anymore. Since they got cloning, they meet at the cloning station when they go to sleep. Each of them, I don't know how they do it exactly, okay, or else I'd know how to block it. But they can transfer your consciousness into a clone at the cloning station.
Now this is where it really becomes a head scratcher. According to Donald, the elite or the Illuminati have the ability to transfer their consciousness to a clone body when they're dreaming. Donald claims this is how they meet in secret without anybody noticing. He even states that over 14 leaders of the G20 countries meet in the cloning station.
Most of the leaders from the G20 countries go there, about 14 of the G20 countries, and then there's leaders from countries that don't even fit in the G20 that go there too, right? And cloning, it's really normal.
Before I go any further, you might be asking, why are we even listening to this guy? How does he even know about human cloning? The answer is, we don't exactly know for sure. It's up for you to decide if he's lying or not.
This is how I know everything, okay? When I was 5, they brought me there to be used as what they call a diddle kid, okay? But all I'd do was cry and stuff. So they said, do you have any other kind of use? Do you sing or dance or something? So anyway, when I was 5, to keep them off me, I started singing like original songs there, just right out of the blue. Turns out the first one, people liked it, and they had a famous person use it, and then they came back for more, and I made more, and Other people came back wanting to hear more. Just a kid that was making these songs, right, for free, because they never paid me.
So here we learned that, according to Donald, he was taken to these cloning facilities as a child, and was forced to make songs for people at the facilities to keep them off of him. If any of this is true, this seems highly connected to child human trafficking, because if people had the ability to continuously make clones but have a surplus of children to enjoy their sick and twisted fantasies, you might at first think this is all just hogwash, which I don't blame you for. But let me entertain you for just a moment. There is an album cover of which Donald Marshall appears to be on the cover, in his 20s, all bloodied up and tortured. The album cover I'm talking about is Megadeth's album called The World Needs a Hero.
My Facebook profile picture, okay? Just look at it and you're gonna say, okay, something weird is happening here. I'm on a Megadeth album cover, all cut up. It's like a picture of a clone of me, all messed up with a skeleton coming out of my chest and Megadeth up at the top. Well, anyway, it's a close-up of my face, and people look at that and they say, okay, now I gotta look into this. And trust me, I'm telling you the biggest secrets of the
Holy
Illuminati.
cow, it is your face.
Yeah, it is, kinda, yeah. Not kinda at all, it is me.
Now, me personally, I do see a resemblance, but at the same time, I can't tell if it's really him or not, although I do find it intriguing. Diving deeper into the depths of this mysterious journey, I stumbled upon a video that really captured my attention, the very one that you just watched. The video in question is a film titled La Fée aux Choux, meaning The Cabbage Fairy. It was created in 1900. However, controversy surrounds this film, as there is an original version from 1896, making it arguably the world's first narrative film. It was directed by a woman named Alice Guy, and the film portrays a peculiar scene where babies appear to be grown out of the ground through cabbages. This peculiar concept left me intrigued and questioning its significance. Strangely enough, this notion of cabbage babies isn't limited to the film alone. Thousands of postcards from the late 1800s to the early 1900s showcase this depiction of those same cabbage babies. It's astonishing to see the sheer volume of these postcards. Even more intriguing is the discovery that the woman featured in the film is the very same woman portrayed in the baby postcards. This connection raises further questions about the symbolism and purpose behind these representations. Among the multitude of postcards, two particular illustrations caught my attention. In the first image, we witness a device where cabbage and rose seeds are mixed, resulting in the mass production of babies. A woman dressed in red catches the babies as they emerge from her dress. The second illustration bears the words repopulation tank or center. In the top left corner, we also observe a giant woman wearing a dress resembling the Cabbage Patch Kids symbol. This woman generates numerous children who soar through the air, while a man with a top hat operates a pumping mechanism to fuel the operation. Mates can be seen attending to the cabbage babies, while new individuals arrive to claim them. These intriguing photos and videos seem to hint at the possibility of repopulation centers, which could be interpreted as cloning centers existing in the late 1800s. Could it be that these centers cater to the desires of wealthy individuals, allowing them to select and purchase their preferred child? As of now, definitive answers elude us, and further research is required to shed more light on this captivating topic. In an upcoming part 2 in the future, we will delve deeper into the investigation, hoping to uncover the truth behind these intriguing cabbage farms and their potential connection to cloning centers of the past. While we cannot definitively conclude whether human cloning is a reality or a mere figment of imagination, the information we have uncovered raises compelling questions that demand further investigation, such as the position of the US government on human cloning, which remains ambiguous. Although technically the use of federal funds for cloning research is prohibited, private companies operate without clear restrictions, delving into the realm of possibilities. Also, the failure of bills to ban human cloning in the past leaves room for speculation about secretive activities unfolding behind closed doors. The case of Clonaid, a controversial company claiming expertise in cloning, adds another layer of intrigue. Are they truly capable of cloning human beings? Or do they serve as a deceptive fraud for undisclosed operations? Whistleblowers and cryptic messages from influential figures brings forth a haunting narrative. Deleted tweets, removed videos, and cryptic lyrics in songs allude to a hidden truth lurking beneath the surface. The enigmatic claims made by Donald Marshall and the Megadeth album cover featuring his likeness leave us questioning the secrets hidden within the shadows. Even the strange depiction of cabbage babies in early films and postcards suggests the existence of repopulation centers. While we have presented these pieces of evidence, it is crucial to approach them with caution and critical thinking. Conspiracy theories can easily enthrall the mind, but discernment is necessary. Truth and fiction often intermingle, and it is our responsibility to navigate this intricate landscape with a discerning eye. As we bid farewell to this chapter, we leave you with more questions than answers. The enigma of human cloning persists, urging us to delve deeper, uncover hidden truths, and separate fact from fiction. Our journey is far from over. There will be a part 2, where we will continue our quest for knowledge, peeling back the layers to shed light on mysteries that captivate us. In the next installment, we will embark on a deeper exploration, seeking additional evidence and untangling the complexities surrounding human cloning. And as always,